Many believe that only Van Damme or Scott Adkins can truly fight, but there are European actors who could truly destroy them in a real fight. From champions to performers who have mastered multiple disciplines across the continent, get ready to meet the European actors who don't just act in fight scenes, they live martial arts in real life. Number 1. Jason Statham. Born on July 26, 1967 in Shirebrook, England, Jason Statham was an elite athlete from a young age, serving as a member of the British national diving team and competing professionally. He began training in martial arts early on, studying disciplines such as karate, taekwondo, and Wing Chun. However, his preferred fighting style is kickboxing, and he also holds a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Statham has additionally trained in judo, Muay Thai, boxing, and Krav Maga, developing a hybrid and realistic fighting style that defines his action scenes. Jason Statham is known for performing most of his own stunts, standing out in films like Wrath of Man, The Expendables 2, and The Mechanic for his intense fight sequences and total commitment to realism. As a curious fact, during the filming of The Expendables 3, Statham narrowly escaped tragedy when the brakes of a 3-ton truck failed, sending it plunging 60 feet into the Black Sea. Thanks to his background as a competitive diver and the fact that the doors had been removed, he managed to swim out unharmed. Number 2. Gary Daniels. Born on May 9, 1963, in London, England, Gary Daniels began training in Mongolian Kung Fu as a child, a mixed style that combined karate, aikido, and judo. By age 13, he specialized in taekwondo, earning his black belt within 3 years and competing intensely. At the same time, he trained in kickboxing with a former military champion and eventually became a professional world champion. Later, he refined his technique in Muay Thai and other styles under renowned masters. His diverse and disciplined background became the foundation of both his fighting career and his success as an action star. In cinema, he's known for his realistic fighting style and his willingness to perform extreme scenes without doubles. His intensity is such that few choreographers can truly keep up with him. Facing him in an action sequence is like stepping into a storm of speed and power. That's evident in films like City Hunter, White Tiger, and Blood Moon. Which feature spectacular high-level fight choreography. If you haven't seen his movies yet, you really should. As a curious fact, during his kickboxing career, he earned the nickname Danger Man for his aggressive and powerful fighting style, one that often got him disqualified for hitting too hard or striking after his opponent was already down. Number 3. Scott Adkins. He was born on June 17, 1976 in Sutton Coldfield, England, and began his martial arts training at the age of 13, motivated after being sadly assaulted and inspired by Bruce Lee and Jean-Claude Van Damme. By the age of 19, he had earned a black belt in Taekwondo. Scott Adkins has trained in multiple disciplines, even becoming a kickboxing instructor. He masters at least 11 martial arts and has trained with some of the best in the world. He has also been awarded as one of the best action actors. If you see him fighting on screen, there's no trick. It's 100% real skill. In fact, Adkins has mentioned in interviews that he has suffered multiple injuries during filming, including sprains, muscle tears, and real hits, especially in scenes requiring intense physical contact. On several occasions, he continued filming despite being injured, driven by his commitment to the production and the realism of the action. You can clearly see this in the Undisputed Trilogy and in Ip Man 4, where he faced fighters like Marco Zaror, Michael Jai White, and Donnie Yen. His agility, speed, and precision have made him one of the most acclaimed actors in combat cinema. Do you think that with all Scott Adkins has achieved, he's managed to surpass his idol Jean-Claude Van Damme, or does he still have a way to go to match his legacy? Let me know your opinion in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our content. As a curious fact, in interviews and scene breakdowns, Adkins has revealed that he's been thrown through windows and tables, suffering real cuts and bruises from sugar glass and controlled yet dangerous falls. Number 4. Dolph Lundgren. He was born on November 3, 1957 in Stockholm, Sweden, and from a very young age began training in martial arts, starting with judo and later focusing on Kyokushinkai karate, considered one of the toughest and most demanding styles in full contact. He holds a 4th Dan black belt in this discipline, earned after passing strict tests and kumite fights against multiple opponents. In competition, he became both Swedish and European champion in this style, winning several international tournaments. Dolph also has experience in amateur boxing, even participating in an exhibition fight against MMA fighter Oleg Taktarov. In his film career, he is best known worldwide for his role as Ivan Drago in Rocky IV, but he also shined in movies such as The Punisher, Universal Soldier, and The Expendables saga. As a curious fact, Dolph has an estimated IQ of 160, classifying him as a genius. He graduated in chemical engineering from the Royal Institute of Technology in Stockholm and earned a master's degree from the University of Sydney.
Phosphate rock, it's got a density of 1.852, melting point 44.2 centigrade. Guys, I want some gunpowder fast.
Do it. The man's a chemical engineer, right?
And a food scholar.
Number 5. Olivier Gruner. He was born on August 2, 1960, in Paris, France. Olivier Gruner is a French actor, director, martial artist, and former member of the French Navy's Special Forces. He began training in martial arts at age 11, inspired by Bruce Lee, studying Shotokan karate, boxing, and kickboxing. At 18, he joined the French Navy's commando unit, where he perfected skills such as diving, parachuting, and climbing, while maintaining his martial arts training. This guy is truly impressive. After leaving military service, he fully dedicated himself to kickboxing and, in just 10 professional fights, earned the title of French middleweight champion. In 1985, he won the silver medal at the WAKO World Championship, solidifying his reputation in the sport. In 1987, he moved to Los Angeles to begin his action film career, starring in more than 40 movies and gaining recognition for performing his own fight scenes with a brutal and realistic style in films such as Angel Town, Savete, and Nemesis. For Nemesis, he achieved an incredible 4% body fat. This level of conditioning is almost humanly unsustainable, as such extreme physical transformations can cause severe fatigue, cardiovascular risks, dehydration, and many other health issues. Without a doubt, his dedication and commitment to the role were total and remarkable. As a curious fact, in addition to his martial arts and acting career, Olivier Gruner is a licensed helicopter pilot and has served as a volunteer firefighter since 2015, proving that his courage and discipline go far beyond the ring and the screen. Number 6. Michel Qissi. He was born on September 12, 1962, in Ouda, Morocco, but moved to Brussels, Belgium, at the age of 2, where he grew up and developed his entire martial arts and acting career. He began boxing at age 7 and had an outstanding amateur career, even becoming a champion. He also studied disciplines such as Shotokan karate, Muay Thai, and kickboxing, forging a brutal yet technical fighting style that took him to the top of European and global martial arts cinema. His friendship and collaboration with Jean-Claude Van Damme, whom he trained and worked with since their teenage years in Belgium, were key to his breakthrough in Hollywood. He played Swan Paredes in Bloodsport and, a year later, achieved worldwide fame as Tong Po in Kickboxer, a role that would define his career and one he would later reprise in the sequel. As a curious fact, despite his film career, Qissi has remained connected to kickboxing, teaching seminars to spread the discipline and showing his lifelong commitment to martial arts beyond the screen. Number 7. Matthias Hues. He was born on February 14, 1959 in Waltrip, Germany. Matthias is an actor, martial artist, and filmmaker known for his imposing physique, standing nearly 2 meters tall. What's most surprising is that despite his size, he possesses incredible speed, making it quite challenging to choreograph action scenes with this real-life combat machine. Matthias began training in martial arts, driven by his athletic ability and passion for combat. He practiced taekwondo and primarily kickboxing, while also training in complementary disciplines to enhance his agility and strength. He's best known for portraying memorable villains in 1980s and 1990s action films such as No Retreat, No Surrender 2, alongside legends like Lauren Avedon and Cynthia Rothrock and I Come in Peace, also known as Dark Angel, where he starred with Dolph Lundgren, showcasing a lethal combination of martial arts technique and physical presence. Another of his standout films was Only the Strong, in which he shined alongside Mark Dacascos. A curious fact, he He grew up on a ranch without television, which fueled his love for sports and discipline from an early age. That upbringing built an exceptional work ethic and resilience. Thanks to his dedication, he won several bodybuilding competitions in his early years and also became a champion in multiple martial arts disciplines. Number 8. Jean-Claude Van Damme. He was born on October 18, 1960 in Brussels, Belgium. He began his martial arts journey at the age of 10, specializing in Shotokan Karate-Do, where he earned a second Dan black belt. By the age of 15, he was already competing in semi-contact and full-contact karate and kickboxing, achieving an impressive record of 44 wins and 4 losses in karate, and 18 wins, all by knockout, and 1 loss in full-contact kickboxing between 1977 and 1982. He became the European Karate Champion in 1979 and stood out in memorable fights in Belgium, including a technical knockout victory in 1980 against Patrick Tugels, one of the most celebrated matches of his competitive career. His fighting style combines karate techniques with Western boxing, highlighted by his fast and powerful roundhouse kicks, which became iconic in films such as Lionheart, Kickboxer, and Universal Soldier. In these movies, he not only showcased his combat skills, but also proved to be a master of high-level action choreography. As a curious fact, before becoming a movie star, he worked as a bodyguard for Chuck Norris and trained with him for several months, an experience that helped him refine his martial arts skills even further. Number 9. Daniel Bernhardt. He was born on August 31, 1965 in Ittingen, Switzerland, and began training in martial arts at the age of 15. Initially with a mixed style he describes as something built from kung fu and kickboxing. Later, he earned black belts in both Taekwondo and Kyokushin karate. He also studied boxing, judo, and Brazilian jiu-jitsu, giving him a very complete and versatile martial arts background. Before pursuing a career in film, Bernhardt worked for an architecture firm and became a top model in Paris and New York. His entry into martial arts cinema came when he starred in Bloodsport 2, where he replaced Jean-Claude Van Damme, and went on to appear in several sequels of the franchise. He also delivered standout performances in John Wick and Nobody, absolute action-packed hits. As a curious fact, Daniel Bernhardt was discovered for action films after starring in a Versace commercial alongside Jean-Claude Van Damme, where they performed a real fight scene. That experience opened the door for him to replace Van Damme in Bloodsport 2. Number 10. Darren Shahlavi. He was born on August 5, 1972, in Stockport, England. Darren Shahlavi was a British actor, martial artist, and stunt performer known for his versatility and martial arts skill, as well as for his roles in action and martial arts films in both Hong Kong and Hollywood. If he looks familiar, it's probably because you remember him as the villain in Ip Man 2, where he faces off against Donnie Yen. He began martial arts training at age 7, practicing judo in a Manchester theater, where he also developed his passion for acting by watching stage rehearsals. At 14, he started training in Shotokan karate, and later expanded his background with boxing, kickboxing, and Muay Thai under Master Toddy in Manchester. At 17, he attended a Hong Kong-style fight choreography seminar taught by Donnie Yen, which gave him the confidence to move to Hong Kong in the 1990s and start his career as a stunt performer and actor. He was hired by legendary director Yuen Wu-ping to play the main villain in the kung fu classic Tai Chi Boxer. He also delivered spectacular performances in Blood Moon and Kickboxer, Vengeance. Darren Shahlavi was incredibly talented, and in his later works, he showcased outstanding ability in intense fight and action sequences. Sadly, he passed away on January 14, 2015, in Los Angeles at the age of 42 due to a heart attack. His death was a great loss to the action film community, which remembers him for his passion, talent, and dedication to martial arts and stunt cinema. As a curious fact, Darren Shahlavi was one of the first Western actors to fully integrate into the Hong Kong martial arts film industry, not only acting, but also learning and mastering fight choreography techniques under legends like Donnie Yen. He successfully blended Eastern and Western fighting styles to create unique and authentic on-screen battles. If you enjoyed this video, don't miss the next one, featuring action legends like Chuck Norris, Bruce Lee, Jet Li, Jackie Chan, Tony Jaa, and many more. Don't forget to subscribe, click now, and I'll see you in that video.